Jayson Tatum is the newest member of the NBA's $300 million club as he has signed the largest contract in NBA history. Jayson Tatum will be making $314 million over the next 5 seasons, making over $70 million in the 2029-2030 season. Now with all this money, how will the newly crowned champion spend his cash? Let's dive into that today, seeing what Jayson Tatum has spent his money on so far in his career. Now starting off, Jayson Tatum has been in the league for 7 years and has accumulated $120 million in career earnings so far. Entering the final year of his contract, he was eligible for a supermax and was signed for 5 years and $314 million, giving him the richest contract in NBA history. This past season, his Celtics finally made it over the hump and won the NBA Finals, giving him a ring, and he would also go on and win a gold medal in the Olympics with Team USA over the summer. On top of his guaranteed money from the NBA, he also gets money with big buck sponsors including Jordan Brand, Gatorade, Subway, Ruffles, and NBA 2K, just to name a few. His exact amount is unknown, but we would assume there's a lot of money coming in as he has a signature shoe with Jordan Brand and appeared on the NBA 2K25 cover, so he's definitely bringing in an extra amount of cash on top of his NBA contract. So first, what does he spend all this money on? Let's start with his home. Tatum bought a $4 million home in 2019 in Newton, Massachusetts, which is just about 20 minutes outside of Boston. The home is a spacious 2 floors with over 4,800 square feet across the home, and the house has 2 floors and 4 bedrooms. During COVID, when the world was locked down and he was stuck at home, many were surprised to hear that he wasn't able to train playing basketball because he said he didn't even have a hoop at his house. The Celtics governor at the time got word about this, and he said he talked to a few people, and a few days later he would have a court installed. Tatum hasn't talked too much about his home, but many people would assume that he would have a bigger house like his teammate Jaylen Brown, who has a massive house which we can put up here, but it seems like Tatum's fine with his house right now. Despite getting another massive contract, it seems like he's happy in his home. Next up is Tatum's car collection. For someone with the amount of money as Tatum, he doesn't have a massive car collection. As of this recording, we only know about Tatum having 3 cars in his collection. First up is his Rolls-Royce Wraith, which retails for over $300,000, and he has shown it pretty regularly on his social media. His luxury cars don't stop there, as he also has a Mercedes-AMG G63, which is one of the most luxurious SUVs on the market today. That would cost him another $150,000 retail. The final car in his collection, which seems like his most favorite, is his vintage Ford Mustang. He bought this car for his 23rd birthday as a gift to himself, and it is a 1968 Ford Mustang GT390. He loves this car so much that he has 3 custom colorways based on this car, including a Jordan 14 and 36 PE Player Edition colorway, and a colorway on his signature Jayson Tatum 1s based on this car. In total, these 3 cars have been said to cost over $700,000 retail. Tatum has spoken on his cars, saying that he isn't a massive car collector and prefers to save his money and is happy with his current collection as of right now. With Tatum being a superstar in the league and being in a pretty big market, he is a very marketable player, which means he is in the spotlight a lot. Because of this, he has a very large collection of designer and expensive clothing. He can regularly be seen wearing expensive clothing, including Louis Vuitton, Gucci, and Off-White, just to name a few. Tatum also grew up as a massive sneaker fan like most of his peers, as basketball has a very massive sneaker culture attached to it just because of the nature with Nike and Jordan and Adidas all being attached to the athletes on the court. Because of this, he has a massive shoe collection, with most coming from his endorsement with the Jordan Brand, which also includes Nike. He also has been seen with multiple luxury bags costing well over $10,000 each when traveling on his road trips. He has described his style as laid back, which we can see from his tunnel fits during the season. He never comes in the flashiest pieces, but he does wear some pretty expensive outfits. Being a player of his caliber, he also needs to be represented in the tunnel pre-game fits, and he always stays on top of this. He also sat down with HotTime.com in 2022 to talk about his love for expensive watches, including his Rolexes, APs, and his $500,000 Richard Mille, which he bought himself for his 24th birthday. His combined collection of clothes, watches, and bags could be well into the multiple millions, though he does get a lot of his shoes for free through Jordan Brand and Nike. We have seen him wear some pretty expensive pieces, and with multiple watches costing well over $1 million combined. We don't really have an exact amount, but let's just say that he's definitely spent a few $1,000,000 on clothing, and it seems like he's not going to stop anytime soon. So besides spending his money on just himself, Tatum has been known to give back to his community with large donations in both the Boston area, but mostly in his home city of St. Louis, which he proudly represents. His charity named the Jayson Tatum Fund was founded in 2017 and helps give back to the community of St. Louis. He has hosted multiple events per year, going and giving supplies to the community, including helping with hurricane relief in 2017, his yearly toy and coat drive in the winter, and his back to school giveaways, helping give students everything they need to go back to school in the fall. Through this foundation, he also hosts basketball events in the area and camps to help young players. He also aids in schooling with his scholarship fund, helping struggling students pay for school, so he does spend a good amount of his money giving back to the community where he grew up. Now, despite a record amount of money, Tatum has spoken out about his spending habits, saying he only spends his endorsement money and doesn't touch his NBA earnings. With his massive sponsors being mentioned at the beginning of the video, including Jordan and Gatorade, he would definitely be well off just using that money. He said that he came to this agreement with his mom when he was drafted, saying that he would only use his endorsement money to buy things for himself. He credits his mom for this idea and says that he doesn't like to spend his money because he appreciates it and doesn't want to waste it like we have seen many athletes do in the past. Tatum remembers living paycheck to paycheck growing up, and as a young athlete still, he isn't that far removed from that time in his life, which he attributes to his saving habits. So there you have it. Jayson Tatum's lifestyle is a blend of luxury, style, and philanthropy. He gives back to his community, but he does like to buy things for himself every once in a while too. From driving luxury cars to investing in his community, he shows that with great wealth does come great responsibility. How would you guys spend $300+ million? Let us know down below in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for more great content in the future. Let me know if you guys want to see me do this with anyone else, and thank you guys again. We'll see you in the next one.